Hello, and welcome back to the Cooper Villa channel. I'm Scott Cooper, and I'm here with Tommy Lazaridis and Noah Fisher to review Manchester United versus Aston Villa from the weekend. Not the result us villains wanted, but we can still get Europe, be positive. 9 points or maybe 8 points from the last four matches. And like Ron Saunders famously said, do you want to bet against us? So all that is coming up after this. Okay, so yes, we were at Old Trafford for the top six clash between Man United and Aston Villa. We were going there 10 games unbeaten. Everything was nice and rosy, but this was probably our biggest test for a while, Noah. And before we get into the match, we want to talk about our poll.
Yeah, so our poll is finished. It'll still be up there, so if you want to chuck a vote on it, you still can, but this will probably be the last time until maybe the end of the season we talk about the award of fans player of the season.
Coupe de Villa's player of the season.
Yes. So on Twitter, again, actually, thanks to everyone that voted, by the way. On Twitter, Douglas Luiz was the winner with 49% of the votes. So that's a big win on Twitter. Ollie Watkins with 33% was in second place. Going over to YouTube, it's actually been a bit closer between the top two. Douglas Luiz, again, the winner, but this time with 34%. Ollie Watkins in second with 30%. And then Tyro Mings, 19%. Emi Martinez, 11%. And little old Ashley Young, only 6%. But again, thanks to everyone that voted. And yeah, Douglas Luiz is the Coupe de Villa for the first time ever, the first winner of the award, the Coupe de Villa player of the season.
And and Dougie Louise, if you're out there, you are quite welcome to come on next week to pick up your reward. We don't have anything for you, but come on, bring Alicia. She's welcome to anytime. Anytime you're open invitation to Coupe de Villa. Tommy, you wanted to talk about.
Dougie doesn't even have to come. Just send Alicia.
Okay, and Tommy, you wanted to talk about. Did they break up? Is that right? Oh,
yeah, God!
Wow.
Wow.
That's
keeping up with Doug.
I'm sorry, Dougie. I'm sorry. But Noah, you want to Tommy, you wanted to talk about a few of the subscribers in the comments?
I will. Just going off the last little podcast ep with Tristan, and we welcome him. Happy to have a few more cameos over the season. So it looks like we've got John Kearney. Haven't seen John comment, but welcome, John. We beat United, we'll beat them all. That lasted well, unfortunately. Got Big Paul Cox.
Coxie.
Jeffrey Cooper, Daddy Coops. We've got Bill Clee. Nice to meet you, Bill. Who else we got? We've got Bonnie Cooper. She's used her real name, her real alias. Bonnie, if you're going to use your real name, please upload your bank details and your PIN number. You trust us that much. We've got Roger. Still don't know if it's Federer or Rabbit. Yet to be confirmed. And I'll have you know, Roger, I stand by my 7-0 predictions every week. There will be a time it happens. Sometimes I'm predicting 7-0. Sometimes I'm predicting Emery out. You never know what you're going to get.
Oh, my God.
Lost to United. Lost to United. Unai needs to go. I'm kidding. I had to say it. That lasted I feel like I was like, I don't want to take full credit for Ollie, Ollie's scintillating form, but ever since I said he wouldn't make England, he's now going to make England. So maybe I can crack open the Benteke shorts for that. Who knows? They've got to go.
Well, that's it. We were talking before the podcast, Tommy, that your shorts at the back that you said you'd break the glass and wear them if we made Europe. You said they might be staying on the wall after this result, but
I hope not. I would happily deck myself and break that live on camera, Scott, just so you know. Might need to apply some pixels around certain areas. Won't need much. Maybe 1 or 2 pixels will be good. All right. Who else we got? We've got Steve Hunt. Don't know if he's related to Mike Hunt, but it's Steve Hunt. We've got Muhammad Adam all the way from Norway, and David King. Don't know if he's the ex-North Melbourne legend, but we've got Big Kingy. But no, obviously we welcome all the comments. We welcome all the fans. I think we're 7 off 600, if I'm correct, sitting on 593.
It's getting up there. It's exciting times, and it's exciting times for Villanova if we get into the game now. And yeah, obviously disappointing result. Poor first half, I thought. But I think we can take some positives from the game. The second half was a bit better, where we created a few more chances. But I guess the big talking point for me was the high line in the first half. That was something a bit different,
Man.
wasn't it?
For sure. It actually feels weird to lose a game. I don't quite remember what it feels like to lose. It's been since February 18th, I think, was our last loss, which was Arsenal at home. And
Yep.
our last loss away from home was Man City. So that was even
Mm.
before that. So we've gone on quite an
Wow.
extraordinary run. So sadly it's come to an end, but hopefully we can win 4 on the bounce to end the season. I
Mm.
was going to touch on the high line. I'm not sure if this is an Aston Villa record or not, but we caught Manchester United offside 7 times on
Mm.
Sunday. So
Wow.
that's quite remarkable. Unfortunately, the one time we didn't catch them offside was when they slipped on through, and I was praying Martinez was going to just get that ball, but of course it's rat face Bruno that taps it in.
Could he
Yeah,
have
it
parried
was
it a bit
unfortunate.
better? Do you reckon he could have parried it a bit better? I felt like
I
it was
was
in
thinking
really
that.
slow-mo, and
Yeah,
I don't know, man. Like I felt
I
like
think it was the wet conditions,
yeah.
and when he parried it, it sort of got caught in the wet grass and didn't go as far as he probably hoped. But I mean, it shouldn't have happened. I think Konza switches off. Um,
I agree.
the ball goes over his head. He doesn't get back in time, and then Moreno does absolutely everything he possibly can to block the shot. And unfortunately, again, the wet conditions means the ball slips under his leg and bounces over Martinez. So there was a bit of misfortune about the goal, a bit of luck. But, I
Yeah.
can't say there was any luck in the result. We deserved to get beat. United were the better side. And there was quite a few players, Tommy, that sort of didn't really turn up. And I think the one guy who's getting probably the most flack on social media is Emi Buendia. Yeah. So
Yep.
what did you think about his performance?
Sometimes I know he's patchy at times, but he still contributes another way. But I just felt he was completely anonymous. And funny enough, he usually scores in these bigger games, or at least has some key contributions. So, yeah, really disappointing from Emmy. I mean, the whole team didn't really show up. Although one player I will say has really hit the ground running since he's arrived is actually Alex Moreno. I think he was polling 3 or 2 votes in most of the Villa Australia pages. So, but yeah, no, really disappointing by him. He's usually that Mr. Reliable, Mr. Consistent, right? He's doing a lot. He's either involved in direct plays via goals and assists, or at least the build up will start with him. But I just felt like he couldn't even get into any positions. Then again, it's not really easy when you got Casemiro up your ass all game, right? So I don't know. Like I said, even Ollie, I mean, like slipping and you wouldn't expect him to do these little things. I know the pitch was wet, but just on the form he's been in, and I just hope we're not starting to die off end of the season. Like we caught Newcastle, maybe they were just on a bad day because they've just blitzed ever since the loss to Villa. And, I just hope that we aren't starting to fade away. I mean, you look at Fulham, right? Mings is scoring the only goal. And, I know some of the, some of the comments in the thread on the previous pod was, yeah, Fulham played them off the park. I'm like, we only won 1-0. Absolutely, I'd take a win, but you at least still you want to see us at least pushing for Europe. I know we've said with Emery, I think, Scott, you're a big advocate of his testing things out, but I don't, right now, I think that would be okay if we're sitting like 10th to like 8th or 7th. But I think if we've literally got a good chance to clinch Europe, I think just stick to what works and maybe take those risks in pre-season after the season. Because, if we can clinch Europe, if it's dirty football we've got to play, if it's unusual lineups, sticking to like Consa, for example, right? Does Carlos come straight in now and we stick to what actually works? And as Consa and Mings, I know they've been a great partnership, but was it a matter of a loss needs to happen to just revert to what works again? I think like right now it should be focus on Europe, and I don't know. I just think like taking risks and that it's important. I understand, but with the next 4 games, I think we should really be focusing on at least 8-9 points. And it's doable.
Well, I think we're going to need 8 or 9. And yeah, it is an interesting point. Do we go to someone like Carlos? He's been out for a long time. He hasn't played. He hasn't even come on for 10 minutes. He's been on the bench since his injury, and that'd be a bit of a risk in its own way because Konsa and Mings have been so good. I think personally, like the highline thing overall did work. Like even though we lost 1-0 and they scored the goal in a disappointing way, we were frustrating them in that sort of in that sort of aspect. And I know a lot of people probably disagree with me there, but I think that, you know, we made them start hitting long balls all the time.
Agreed.
And most of the time it was, you know, we were winning them. So yeah, I mean, yeah, it was unfortunate, the goal. And I guess, you know, with that sort of tactic, you know, it only has to, you know, fail once and, you know, you're down. But I think probably some of our problems came from other positions, that like maybe not closing down the guy on the ball. One, he was chipping it over the top, and keeping the ball ourselves. So, you know, Noah, I mean, like, yeah, Tommy spoke about the chance for Ollie Watkins where he slipped over. We had John McGinn had a shot in the second half. There was a couple of overhead chances, like Ollie Watkins tried one, Chambers tried one later on in the game. We saw a bit of John Duran, but we never really created anything really going forward.
Yeah, I don't remember us making a really clear-cut opportunity besides obviously the Watkins slip. That was probably our biggest chance of the game. If he stays on his feet, he's definitely tapping that in. He's not missing that.
Yeah.
And then we're up 1-0, right?
Yeah, I think we would have been up 1-0 there. But unfortunately, football's a funny game. Watkins couldn't miss 3 or 4 weeks ago, and at the moment he can't score. So, you know, he's tied his Premier League high for 14 goals, but I was really hoping he could get 20. And, you know, if he needs a goal a game for 6, I was really backing him in to get that. But unfortunately, he needs to get back in that form and hopefully start firing him in again. AVFC Stato put something up. It's from Opta Data Analyst. So this is our percentage of where they think we're going to finish of data this season. So fourth, 0.0%. So fourth, I think we can probably all agree. I think
that's done. Yep.
Fifth is 2%. Sixth, 13.8. Seventh, 26.8. Eighth, 49.5. Ninth is 7.5. And 10th is 0.3. But I honestly see us finishing 7th or 6th. I really do. Because Tottenham are rubbish, man. Tottenham are rubbish.
Yeah, we say that, no, we say that, right? But they salvaged the point against United, and Spurs are shit. And we thought United are shit, and United were kind of all over us, right? We had some chances, but they were the better team, right? Let's be real. And then they go and, you know, pull 3 out of their ass against Liverpool, and they lose at the dying embers of the game. So
look, I think
are almost hitting this little patch of form, and I don't know, like, feel like when it matters, Newcastle are blitzing, Brighton are fucking putting teams to the sword. Yeah, they lost to Forest, but you know, then they retaliate like nothing happened.
Yeah, thanks, Wolves. Thanks for doing us a favor. I mean, you just know they're going to rock up next week and give us a really tough game. They're not going to lie down like they did against Brighton.
It's going to the wire between Brighton. That's what I can see. And sadly, like I said, you know, yeah, there's stats. You know, United were offside 7 times, but really, we're going to remember this as the 1-0 that we lost. And you know, I won't ever remember the offside stats. Come 4 games from now, if we miss out or we're level with Brighton, points matter right now because our goal difference is bloody atrocious compared to all the teams around us. It's almost like how we even up there sometimes. You look at our goal difference and the rest.
There's been quite a few 1-0 wins. That's what
I
it
mean,
is.
right?
And,
we're grinding out wins, but you know, you look at your Newcastles, you look at your Brightons. They're putting 3, 4, 5 past teams at the moment.
Yeah, and that means that they can take their foot off the pedal earlier, make subs earlier, and you know, and manage the games. I mean, thankfully for us, we don't have as many games as Brighton, Liverpool, some of the other teams around us. So they're going to be playing sort of Wednesday, Saturday, Wednesday, Sunday, whatever. And it could, you know, come to catch up with them, especially Brighton, I think, because they've got Man City, Arsenal, Newcastle still. They've got some really tough games, and they've got to play us on the last game at Villa Park as well.
We're getting a knack. I think we're playing away though, right?
No,
at home.
That's at home at the last game.
We're getting a knackered Brighton on the last day. Yeah,
and I mean they're flying at the moment. They are a good team, and you know, it's one of those games you could. Well, basically,
what you want.
Yeah,
Sorry, Scott.
any of those four teams could finish in any of those four positions. Liverpool,
agree.
Spurs, us, and
Spurs.
Brighton.
I'm not worried about Spurs. I genuinely think it's between us and Brighton for 6. I think Liverpool have hit that little patch of form. Arnold's now playing midfield. Apparently, some fucking revelation, which is really not. Let's be real. I think Liverpool will cement 5th. I think Newcastle will be clear 4th. There'll be a big gap between 4th and 5th, and it'll be us and Brighton on deadline day. So, and I'll make some
Scott.
outrageous predictions, but I think that's probably the most realistic one. And the one player I think we're missing right now is bloody Kamara. Duncan's good. He's makeshift. He's doing the job. But Kamara, I think, would have been a big difference.
I'm pretty sure he's available for this game coming against Wolves. I'm pretty sure he's back.
Slot him straight in, mate. Team's a completely different complexion with him.
But our 2 games at home, Tottenham and Brighton, they're massive. If we don't get maximum return,
we need at least 4 points between those two.
I think if we get 6, right, we get 6 points, then we're well on our way.
We've got Liverpool, right? I'd take 3 wins and a lot. Realistically, right, if it's 8 points, 8 points isn't even doable because that's win-win. It's either 7.
It's win-win,
draw. 7, 9.
Two wins and 2 draws.
2 wins, 2 draws.
That would do it.
No. There'll be a. I think Liverpool will be a loss. I'm not being a negative Nelly, but I think they've just hit their straps at the right time,
agree.
and they always do. Right. This is not Liverpool where under Benitez. So I think realistically it'll be 7 points. I think between Brighton or Spurs, one will be a draw, one will win. I think we'll beat Wolves, but I think we'll lose to Liverpool, and that is the most optimistic. I wouldn't even say that's pessimistic at all. And I'll take that.
Yeah. And if we do end up finishing 8th, I think we've got to sort of see it as what it is. Like it's still a good season.
Yeah, but it's like, but we were there, Scott. That's the problem. Now we rue those silly losses. I think we had like 3 in a row, and then we went on that magnificent run. I think it was like Leicester, right?
That's the only game out of those ones because obviously I know we could have got something from Arsenal. I know we could have, right? But we got unlucky. But they were flying at that stage. They were flying. Man City was always going to be a tough one. The one that as you said, it's the Leicester one because you got to think the other games we've lost under Emery. The only ones we lost have been Man City, Arsenal, Liverpool, and United.
Well, it's the Steven Gerrard games, really.
Yeah, exactly.
Like that's the real issue here. But
that's the real problem. We're sitting clear 3rd. I think they said if we did from when Emery arrived, we're sitting clear 3rd.
And and I think that will continue next season. And but yeah, I mean, getting into Europe, even if it was the Conference League 7th spot, would be fantastic. Would be amazing. And I still think we can do it.
For Europe on 7. What's
7?
Conference.
It's
the 3rd division of European football, pretty much. It's only been around. It's only been around for like 3 seasons, 3 seasons.
What does the winner out of the European Conference get? Do they get Champions League or
they get Europa League?
Okay. Which still, I mean, I'd take 7th. It's probably a good step for us, Scott.
I think we could win that.
Yeah,
like, honestly,
I mean, West Ham are in the semi-finals currently. They're playing AZ Alkmaar, and the other semi-final is Fiorentina against some Belgium side. So
they're still good teams, man. And it's almost a stepping stone. Like we probably don't need to blow the budget in one go, and then maybe start progressing into Europe. I'd laugh if we actually finish top 6 the season after, but we also win the conference one.
Yeah,
I'll take it. I'll take it.
Definitely.
Speaking of all these fun times, we've got. I think I saw Cameron Archer rumor. Carrick wants to buy him, and I heard Villa won't let him go for less than 20. I don't see him leaving. I think if we make Europa or conference, I think that's where they're gonna have some great exposure.
I agree.
Yep.
I agree.
Absolutely, and we got so many good young talent that we can use that competition, for that, to bring them through, and then
I agree.
I think we'll make a lot of signings this summer if we do make Europe, especially just to fill the squad because the squad is looking very bare. I mean, I think to the weekend, I think if we had a Coutinho on the bench, he would have been perfect. Or if we had Kamara,
Bailey.
I think a Bailey,
or Bailey, yeah, definitely. And
something different because we couldn't really break them down, and we kept on trying to do the same thing.
I think Traore and Bailey are good, but they stay out wide too much. I really think we need someone that's going to cut in and actually create,
That's Coutinho.
as opposed to just dribble and cross or dribble and shoot. They're very predictable.
That's literally Coutinho in a nutshell.
Yeah, they're too one-footed, really. They don't go the other way enough. I mean, Bailey, because he's got a bit more pace than Traore, he probably does it a bit more. But if you're a good fullback,
put Bailey on the opposite wing. I feel like Bailey and Moreno could actually be a deadly duo on the left.
look, I'm open to it. I think it's just like one of those things in football that's cyclical. Like everyone has inverted wingers these days. Like nobody wants to like put balls into the box. But when you've got an Ollie Watkins who is a physical presence, wins headers, holds the ball up, can get in front of his man and get to that near post, and I'm sure he would prefer it the other way. With a left footer on the left side to get balls into him than someone who's just going to cut in on their stronger side and have a shot, every time that, they go forward. So, yeah, I mean, I think that could be definitely worth an option, but I don't just see it because no one does it these days.
No, it's crazy, isn't it?
Mm.
What else we got?
The women. They
lost to United as well.
To the United, but they were in that game right until the end. They lost in the last second of the match, 3-2. Rachel Daly put us ahead twice in that match, and
she's unbelievable, by the way. I think she got 19 goals in the Super League this season or something.
Yeah, she's equal top scorer now with those 2 goals again.
And I think they've got 2 games left, maybe.
How many offsides in the women's game? Come on, Noah, mate. Equality.
Well, I'm just going off AVFC's channel.
I think that question's offside. Right. All right. I don't know about.
I bet you know how many times Lehman touched the ball.
No idea, mate. It was a very early kickoff actually for us Melburnians. I think it was like a 6:30 or 5:30 kickoff.
It was Friday night, wasn't it?
What was that?
Was it Friday night?
Yeah, Friday night. Yeah.
Yeah, they're 5th in the league, Tommy. They're
best of the rest.
They're just outside the big 4, so they've done well, and I'm sure they'll continue and see out a very good season.
Pretty good season. How's the youth going? How's our 21s going?
I think they've been going okay. The 21s. I'm pretty sure they beat. They won their last game of the season last week, I think.
I think so. Yeah, I'm not too sure, but we can maybe look at that in a future, podcast. We can do some research and see who's performing in that under 23 side. But let's look forward to Wolves because local derby, big match. They just got pumped 6-0 by Brighton. Can you see anything in this game apart from a win? Do you think it's going to be maybe tougher than it looks on paper? Because
no, I think we've got more to prove than them right now. This is almost a nothing season for them. Yeah, they're probably they'll just take it on the chin. I reckon their team will probably get dismantled at the end of the season.
Yeah, I think so as well. But I think
a lot of their players will go. Yeah, like they got Cunha and all these guns, but I don't reckon they're happy there.
Oh, they're not performing. Yeah. They're not performing.
Yeah, I think we've got a lot more to prove than them. And I think under pressure, Emery's been rock solid. So
the only thing I think will go against us, Tommy, is for Wolves. It's their biggest match of the season. This is their derby. This is their Villa Blues. They look for it. It is.
It's kind of sad, really, but
it is. It is kind of sad, but for them, it's their big game. They can't wait to host us.
I know, mate. I know, but get the ice packs, mate, because they're coming off a 6-0 fisting from Brighton, right? That can't be fun.
That's it. Well, hopefully, I mean, like it all points towards a Villa win, and there should be a Villa win. You'd think.
I think it'll be something like a 2-0. I don't think we'll concede. I think we've got a lot to prove. I think the lads will be raring to go. If Kamara comes straight in, I think we'll be pretty calm.
We're not hearing much from that knob end, that Wolves fan that made all those songs.
He does. He puts stuff on Twitter. Like he's trying to be funny.
Okay.
What he does is he puts like mathematical equations how Villa can still get relegated.
Right.
And then when it was like impossible, he put one up. It was like Villa can still go down 3-point deduction for financial fair play, 1 point for fielding a unregistered play, all this kind of BS like that he's doing. And people are like, I was getting old now, mate. Like,
Yeah, he's
What a
he's
dad
obsessed, and a lot of them are. But hopefully, we give him a good spanking next week, and we show them who's boss and who's the best team in the Midlands.
it's gonna be a tough game though, Scott. I still think it's gonna be a tough game. They're coming off a 6-0 thumping.
Yeah.
What they're not gonna lie down again, as you said. I think it's only gonna be a 2-1 win for us. I really do.
So 2-1. You're saying 2-0, Tommy. I'll say 1-0 because I think we're sort of struggling to score at the moment, but I still think we'll get over the line and do enough, and maybe, a last-minute goal. I remember, was it El Ghazi got a last-minute goal there?
That was a penalty in lockdown season to draw, to win the game.
Win the game,
yeah.
But he had a belter of a game, I remember.
Martinez saved a Dendonka shot from like 10 yards out in that game as well. So,
but
interesting. I wonder what kind of reception he'll get.
Oh, I probably get booed, but
yeah.
What's he done wrong? He got sold.
Exactly, but he got sold to us, so they're going to give him a hard time.
Oh well.
We threw the highest offer. Why would you not?
He joined the best club in Birmingham.
That's it. Like they're a Portuguese club these days, anyway. They're not even Belgium. In English. Yeah. So. Well, so there you go. So we should probably wrap up there. There's, it was a pretty boring sort of match. There wasn't a lot going on, especially from our end. And, before we do go, Noah wants to say something, so I'll hand it over to you.
So Roger actually put a comment on the last podcast. I know Tommy alluded to this before about an idea for a video for next season, how we should do a point system for our predictions, which I think that's something we might start for next season, because we'll do it from every week, do a tally for the whole season. But what do people actually want to see from us? Obviously, coming into next season, what content would they like to see? Let us know. Is there anything you want us to do? Obviously, we just kind of do match reviews at the moment, but if you want to see match previews, you want to see other videos, just I think comment down below. And
would you like more erotic content? We're happy. We're open to any ideas. We're desperate for followers.
Well, if we make it to Europe, we're going to see you in those shorts. So that'll be maybe.
Mate, I'll be doing a live hammering of the frame.
Yeah.
Putting them on. So I'll be wearing Benteke shorts that probably aren't washed. So,
brilliant! I can't wait. And
I legit. I actually asked my dad. I said, "Dad, where's the hammer?" The other day. Might need to dust it off. So,
well, if it means we're in Europe, I'll be glad to see it myself. So that'll be awesome. So
I think it's doable. I just think we've made it a bit harder on ourselves. But I'm really backing us, honestly. Normally, United was just crap. But I think they had chances. They played well. My brother's he's a United fan. Goes, no, he goes, you guys had your chances. So he's usually Mr. Modest. So if he says that, I'm taking it. But yeah, I do foresee it coming down to the last game of the season.
Yeah, same.
And I think that's when we'll see really what Emery's capable of. I back him in any high pressure environment, and I think Ten Hag got the best of him last time as well.
Yeah, but he's got the best of pretty much anyone he's come up against. So I'm going to back him in, and we got to start at Molineux this weekend, Saturday, 3 p.m. kickoff. Let's get the 3 points, and we will be back to review that game next week. So up the Villa, and we will catch you next time. See you later.
Woo!